look in the mirror, man, you so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now, because this is not the show for you. And what I'm going to be discussing as a topic point for you, I'm going to talk about how no matter what you do as a man in this America that we live in, or wherever you're at, modernized women, westernized women, black women in particular, don't give a damn about how good of a man you are. They don't care if you have a good paying job. They don't care if you are a man of decent character or not. I'm going to show you a clip of a woman who says that a man making $500,000 a year is still not good enough. These women want bad men. These women want men who are scammers and drug dealers, not bankers and doctors and lawyers. So I'm going to play this. I feel a little under the weather. I thought it was just allergies, but I think I might be getting a cold, hopefully not the flu. If so, pray for me. If you don't believe in that and you atheist, if you want me to feel good, do this for me. Send me a check for $1,000. If you send me a check for $1,000, I'm pretty sure I can bounce back. All right, let me go ahead and get into this right quick. 1 second as I pull it up, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So I feel like it depends with the 9 to 5. Like if you 9 to 5 at Burger King or something.
This lady says it feels as if she's in the penitentiary when she is dating a man who is working a 9 to 5 job, an average man, a blue collar working man. This is terrible. Let's keep going.
All right. So I feel like it depends with the 9 to 5. Like if you 9 to 5 at Burger King or something, hell no. But if you 9 to 5 at
my favorite
JP Morgan or something, hell yeah. Because I know that Friday check about to have multiple.
That little bank shit, that's a fraud. I might as well get a fraud.
She says she'd rather have a fraud dude. In other words, she'd rather get a scammer, a dude who is running poxy schemes and dudes who just hustle and swindle old lady out their social security checks. That's what this other lady said. She'd rather have that type of man or that type of character as opposed to having a good man who actually works hard to make ends meet. See, these women today are very unappreciative, ungrateful, self-entitled, man. The black woman today is done for. It's over with. Now, if you want to be a black woman, you want to be with a black woman, get you one from a different cultural background, go overseas or find one here who was raised right or have a different cultural background. Because black people come in all type of cultures, man. You got Dominican Republican, all that stuff like that. They can be black or blacker than me. You know what I mean? Do that. Because today's modernized woman, the westernized woman, it's over with. It's done for. You can't do nothing with these women, especially they in their 20s and mid-30s. Now, it's over with. That generation, and it's over with. It's over with. Because these women don't have any good basic common sense anymore. This is what happens when you let women run free and let them have all these so-called equal rights. This is what you got, okay? All of you who champion for equal rights. Now, I'm not saying that they can't, be treated equally with respect. I'm not saying that. But when you started letting these women being able to make more money than you, that's where you fucked up at. Y'all don't want to hear that? It's still the truth. When women felt that they needed a man, they had different behaviors. They did. They respected men more. Now that they get in a position to where they can do without a man financially, and sometimes in some cases do better than a man, they look at us as shit. They don't think we're anything anymore. And I know a lot of you don't like what I just said, but it's the truth. If you go back into the 60s and the 50s when women were more dependent upon the income of a man had to be a man back then. A man had to go out and work back then. A man had to provide for his family. He had to do all those things now. Welfare and all that shit before they even exist, a man had to be a man. But now you bring these women and you add all these government assistance programs. These government assistance programs are put in place to cripple the black community and other communities to keep women dependent upon the government instead of her husband. So a woman can get with a man and say, I don't need you, and then the government come in and take care of her. But it will limit how much or how far she can go with a lifestyle. They can only make so much money. You get what I'm saying? But they would rather depend on Uncle Sam than they would their husbands. And you see the children of that generation. Look at these women. Back in the day, if a woman came across a man who was a banker, even if he wasn't making $500,000 a year, just a banker alone, she would want to be all over that man because he had a good, stable job. Now these women don't want that. Let's keep going.
I might as well get a fraud.
I don't know.
You work in the bank too, shit, technically. Like,
I don't know.
So if you work at the bank?
No, I don't want you.
So let's say this work at the bank making $500,000 a year. You don't want that?
You can give me a bank.
He just asked that woman if that banker was making $500,000 a year, do you want him? And the lady shook her head no. Now what's going to follow is when she going to say, well, if he works at a bank, even if he makes $500,000 a year, it's cool if he's using it as a front, if he's using it to cover up his illegal activities. For example, if he sells drugs on the side and he's using that bank as a way to make it look like he's doing stuff legitimately, then she'll take him. Let's keep going.
You can give me a bank. Give me a banker, a doctor, a lawyer.
Now, if you doing that shit to cover up
Specialist,
some
not a
other shit,
pediatrician, a specialist.
if you doing that
plastic
shit to cover
surgeon.
up some shit, like let's say the that work in the bank sell fucking drugs, like I'm with it. Period.
What the f?
You on the
She said if the man in the drugs the man in the bank is actually selling drugs, then she'll date him and be with him. She's with it, as she said. But if it's a regular guy who's just working at the bank making $500K a year, she's not with it. This is the type of street running hoes we be talking about and we see every day. Excuse me. But that's what it is. Excuse me, I'm going to put another clip up right quick. So this is what we're dealing with nowadays. The American black woman, it's over with, man. It's over with.
Here's a list of jobs that men should not do, especially grown-ass men, okay? For one, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. Matter of fact, any fast food restaurant, if you think that you're a grown-ass man working in a fast food restaurant is okay, something...
So what happened when you got a man who get disability checks from the military or whatever, making good money on disability checks, but yet he wanted to go do something else. He's retired or whatever it may be, so he go work at McDonald's. I see people work at the dollar store all the time who got money coming in from government, Social Security, or other type of incomes coming in, and they choose to work at the dollar store, a little rinky-dink job just to stay busy and to make some extra money. They don't need the job, they just do it anyway. So what about those men who are already established, who are already getting a steady source of income, who is just working? Because some people don't like staying at home, especially when they get older. Some people don't want to be retired, even though they get on retirement. You get what I'm saying? They want to stay active. So what about those gentlemen? And there's nothing wrong if you're working at Burger King. What if a Burger King man is the manager or the supervisor? Because I know some people who work in a fast food restaurant and they make decent paychecks, far more decent than you would believe. I used to think that they make no money. There are some of these people who can actually support a small family on those checks, but that's not good enough for you.
Something is wrong with you, all right? Leave those jobs to the teenagers. My nephew can't even get a job right now because there's some grown-ass man in his goddamn 40s flipping my goddamn burger, okay? Let it go. Leave it alone. That job is not for you. Anything in retail, okay? I don't want to see no grown-ass man handing me a dress, okay? Why are you a grown-ass man working at Ross? That makes absolutely no sense, okay? Target, Marshalls, like, guys, give it up. Leave these jobs to the kids. Leave these jobs to the teenagers. These are jobs you get in high school, in college. But once you're a grown-ass man, you do not need to be working in any fast food restaurant or any retail restaurant. And
See, this is what I'm saying. Women are very unthankful, man. When I grew up, you should be thankful for the things that you got. The fact that you got a little job, man, you should be thankful for, because there's many people who don't have a job. There's a lot of people starving, looking for a job now, and they would gladly work that. So this is why a lot of immigrants are doing better than black people, because they'll come over here from another country and work all them little jobs that you condemn, all them little jobs that you don't like, all them little jobs that you look down upon. They'll work those jobs, all of them, and then they'll save up their money. They'll live in one house together, 2 or 3 different families, and they all work these little jobs. You said in Texas it's like that. I don't know how it is where you at. They'll do that. And they'll save up their money, and then they'll leave that home to go they buy some land, they buy a car, they buy their own place, but they all work together. And they'll continue to work these little jobs that you're embarrassed about, okay? Getting money, saving money. Yes, it may not pay as much as you would want to, but dollars add up when you save and when you stack them. Especially we got everybody who got the same mission, okay? This woman will not be on the same mission with you. You have to be already made to be with her. You got to be extremely successful. And even if you get a woman like this and you already are extremely successful, it's not going to be enough, because she's going to expect you to be generous with everything. In other words, you can have the bag, but she don't care if you're not spending the bag on her. So you got to be extremely generous with your money to her to keep her around. This is a gold digging asshole, okay? This is a woman who cannot love you. This is a woman who can act like she love you, but she'll never be in love with you. As soon as somebody come along with more money and more opportunity, man, she's going to kick you to the curb, Jack, and that's all it is to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I say, today's modern day black women, it's over for them. It's over, because look, man, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, shit, in some cases, even our mothers never spoke like these women do. They never have talked or sounded anything like this. You know, your mama and your grandmother was trying to prepare you and tell you about a good woman, that one day you'll marry a good woman, you'll meet a good woman, y'all can settle down. See, they were thinking about women of their generation and from women from previous generations that they have experienced and been around. They had no fucking idea that these women would come along. So everything that you've been told and programmed about, oh, that's going to be a good woman for you. You can marry a good woman, white picket fence and all this little shit right here. You need to throw that shit out the window. You're going to have to adjust your point of view about approaching women and marriage. You got to change it because now marriage right now is a booby trap for men. Okay? It's a booby trap for men. Women are marrying men just to get their asses. They have a 5-year plan. They'll stay with rich men for 5 minutes and break up and get over $250,000. And look at how the celebrities are doing. Look at the athletes. As soon as an athlete can no longer play, they divorce him. Michael Jordan, Russell Wilson gonna go through it too when they get finished with Russell Wilson. Sierra gonna leave him. Mark my words. I can't think of anybody else. Scottie Pippen, when he couldn't play no more for the Chicago Bulls, his wife divorced him. I'm gonna tell you something. These women know what they're doing. It's over with. It's over with. I'm not trying to break your heart, but it's over with. You're going to only use these women for recreational purposes only, man. I'm telling you, you're going to sleep with these women. You can get a black woman, but she got to have a different mindset, man. I don't care where you find her. Find you a black woman that's not rotten. These women are rotten, corrupted by America's standards now, man. This whole thing about doing whatever you want to do, my choice, my body, all this bullshit, everything they do, no consequences on me. I do what I want. I'm a grown-ass woman like that. They barking at you, yelling and screaming at you like animals and shit, acting very animalistic and stuff like that, ballistic as well. I'm going to tell you something. They don't know until they get older the ramifications of their action. When they get older and they have 2 or 3 bastard children from other men, then it's going to kick them in the ass. Because look, this woman talking this shit right now where she's still kind of hot in her age, right? She a hot girl in her age, right? Them titties going to sag. Them crow's feet going to come around your eyeballs. See, you cannot expect just because you change your diet and just because you go to the gym and work out that you always going to be attractive. The way that you are at 20, the level of attractiveness you have in your early 20s, no matter if you become 30 and work out, you can never go back to the attractiveness that you had at 20. When you go to 40, you can never look as young as you did at 30. And it's going to come to you. Ugly coming for you, baby. You're going to get uglier and uglier. And you don't even, ugly meaning that you're going to become less and less unattractive as you grow older. These women right here, I feel fearful for the next generation that's following after these heifers right here because they're teaching the younger generation underneath them to talk like this too.
And for you high value men that think that it's high value to work for the city, let me tell you something. You're absolutely wrong, all right? No police officers, no firefighters, no construction workers, no mailmen, no post office.
Construction workers make good money. Especially the postal service, man. Now, police kind of, from where I'm at, they don't really make that much money starting out, but she's talking about honorable trades and professions. This woman want a basketball star. She want a rapper. And the chances of you actually getting that is slim to none. He might see you as a groupie, bust all over you, maybe even get you pregnant, but he ain't going to be with you. He's on to the next. This is what's so crazy about this. She's talking shit on people who are making a decent living, being a productive citizen of the country and being good men. She's shitting on them.
If you consider that a high value man, you're absolutely wrong, okay? There's nothing high value about making $70,000 a year.
$70,000 a year is upper middle class. That's really good. The average man makes about $50,000 something a year. The woman usually make anywhere from 36 to almost close to 40,000 a year. That's average, okay? Now, up to 70 plus, that's upper middle class, so that's pretty good. So I think you need 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so to get to 100,000, you need about 30,000 more to make that year, if I'm correct, if I'm doing the math right. And I'm going to tell you about this high value thing. I never really talk about it. According to Kevin Samuels, I hope you understand when he said high value, that he was centering it around money at the time, you know what I mean? But he also said that people who did not make $100,000 a year wasn't bad people. He said they were great people too. He was all for the blue collar worker. I am too. So I want to also add this to that. You can be a high value man in character. Even if you're not making $100,000 a year, to me, your morals and your principles and your character actually it has more value than $100,000 a year. Because you could be making $100,000 a year and be a rapist, be a serial killer. You can be doing people dirty. You can hurt people. You can do all kinds of things as a rich man. And you could be just doing horrible things to people as a rich man. But if you are a decent man of character, and money is important, I do agree money is very important. It really is. But if you are a man of character, man, you can have more peace, man. People will gravitate to you, man. Remember Muhammad Ali? He had his own character, his own principles, how people would gravitate to him because he stood up against the system. He rebelled. He wouldn't go to the war. There's a lot of things he stood on principle, and people loved him for that because he was a man of character. Yeah, he was rich too, but he had character. It wasn't his money that made him stand out. It was his character. It's his behavior. So having a good name, I think even the Bible said a good name is more valuable than silver and gold and riches. If I'm paraphrasing, of course, but having a good name is more valuable than having a whole lot of money. Having a good reputation is more valuable than having a whole lot of money. Being a good person that people can rely on is way better than having a fortune, okay? We got to stop being so greedy and focusing on the money. Now, I want money. I want to be rich one day. I think we all do, but let's be realistic here. We all ain't going to be rich. With that being factual, what do you do? What do you do after that? All you can do is be the best version of yourself. And I'm not just saying that having things make you the better version of yourself. I'm saying developing your character, the way you treat people, how you react to things. Those things are priceless. Your outlooks on life, the way you can make a person smile when they're feeling down and out, the way you can encourage another brother or sister to keep going. Those things make you high value in character. We need to get back to those good old-fashioned belief systems, man. We are out of whack. We are going down in a spiral. We don't know what the fuck we going on. Everything's centered around money and sex, man. That ain't how we gonna live. As you get older, you ain't gonna be able to get your dick hard that much. As you get older, you women ain't gonna be able to have children. As you get older, a dollar come and go. You can always make more money. You get what I'm saying? There's no way that you can't make no money if you apply yourself. But we got to get back to just wanting to be wholesome people again, decent people. Because this shit this woman's saying is a bunch of bullshit, man. This is what they really think about. They think about your money. They think about nothing else about how can I have fun. This generation is the only generation I ever seen that is so immersed in pleasure seeking. Everything is about pleasure. Let me go do some hookah. Let me go get some mimosa. Let me go drink this. Let me go sniff that. Let me go pop some pills. Let me go to the club. Let me go do some girl trips. Let's go over. Ain't nothing stable, nothing sober. No sobriety in their mindsets. Everything's about fun. Fun has its place, but fun also expires. You can't have fun 24/7 a day. Sometimes you got to be serious about shit. Let's keep going, man.
You men that think working for the city is high value,
So you can't work for the city. I think maybe I'm getting sick because I'm keep watching these dumbass bitches. They're making me sick. I don't know, man, but I'm trying not to be sick. I'm play another one.
You can't deal with a guy that got a job?
Do you have a job, Jay?
Yes.
Okay, well, I cannot deal with you. The reason why I cannot...
All right. He just asked this woman, do you have a job? He said, yes. He said, well, I can't deal with you. Because this woman says she can't deal with a man with a 9-to-5 job.
I say you can't deal with a guy that got a job?
Do you have a job, Jay?
Yes.
Okay, well, I cannot deal with you. The reason why I cannot deal...
She said it as a, like, it was like an option. Like,
no, it's not an option, and that's what I was going to say. With respect to your girlfriend, that's not what I mean.
She's not going to take it personally.
Yeah,
no,
I
we
can't
working.
take anybody that got a job either. That's why I said I would.
Why
I don't
not,
want
though?
nobody with a job because
we want to go to Jamaica to see your girl's family, and you can't because you got
We
a
been to
job.
that.
when it
You see what I'm saying? It's all about chasing pleasure, having a good time. They don't want a man who works a 9-to-5 because he's going to have an obligation to the job. So whenever she wants to go take a trip to go to Jamaica for, like what she said, for example, you can't do it. You got to ask the boss. You got to take time out. That's life. One day you women going to wake up who think like this. You're going to wake up, you're going to look around yourself, and you're going to see that you don't have nothing because you have not learned how to be stable or how to get rooted. You have to learn how to get rooted in something. You have to learn how to be routine. You women want to be spontaneous and just do shit off the whim. Just do anything, anytime you want, just snapping your fingers. You're going to look around, you're going to see your peers at your age have 4 more than what you have at your age because of this shit right here. Because you're not, this is immature. This is childishness right here.
But you can't tell them like, oh, I gotta go to Jamaica tomorrow.
True.
Like you
I don't
gotta.
have to.
no, but when it
So
comes
you could just
to,
leave your job
I mean,
anytime. Like right, like you told us we had to push the time back because you didn't get off work till a certain time. Like that
Yeah.
already is like a hassle.
okay.
No, but
That's a red flag?
for me, no,
Not a red
it's
flag.
not a red flag. But for me personally, because I know when a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't date a man with a job," a lot of people on the internet take it to offense. But me, Destiny, cannot date a man with a job. One, because I'm very spontaneous, and I need. Wait, Jay, before you get to leaning back and breaking the chair. What I'm saying is, and I also need a man to understand where I'm at in the moment that I'm at. Like, I probably will have a week where I work so much, and then I have a week where I don't work at all. You get what I'm saying? So as an entrepreneur, it's like, it's very up and down, and I just want somebody to understand the mental state that I'm in. Sometimes I get really, really depressed because I always have to show up for people. So then I be like, I want a man to be there to comfort me during that moment. I just feel like a man.
So you want a maid too?
I don't want a maid. I want a man.
Shit. You ain't gonna good look find a man with that type of demand. That's ridiculous, man. That is so ridiculous, y'all. Got one more clip to show you about how these weirdos think, man. 1 second. The last clip.
I can't date a man that's not following his dreams, following his heart. Is happy at you sitting at a desk. You mad at me because I'm out on tour living my life, and you stuck, not following your purpose. Most people that have 9-to-5s aren't. I'm not saying that a 9-to-5 is bad, but if you are not driven, you're not following your heart, you're not living your dreams, you got $1 million ideas in your mind, and you too scared to do it. I can't date no man like that.
Now let me tell you this right here, man. This is the weirdo thing about this. We need people who work 9-to-5 so that society can function. There are people who do not share the same dream. You want to be a rapper? Not everybody want to be a rapper. You want to be a ball player? Everybody don't want to be a ball player. There are just some people who just want to live comfortably, live in comfort, and they are content. As long as they have food, clothing, can take care of their families, have fun, maybe travel out the country now and then or whatever it may be. As long as they have a life of stability, man, they're perfectly fine with not being rich. You see what I'm saying? This is what I don't think people understand. People think you have to be one way or the other. Either you are broke or you rich. They forget about the people in between who don't give a damn about being rich just as long as they're not poor. You see what I'm saying? You can't have these type of women, man, around you who gonna always talk down on you simply because you're comfortable and you're content with what God gave you. That doesn't make any sense. These type of women will burn themselves out trying to be the richest thing out there, and it will drive you nuts because they're gonna have you trying to come along with them and pressuring you to do things you don't want to do.
I can't date a man that's not following his dreams, following his heart. Is happy at you sitting at a desk. You mad at me because I'm out on tour living my life, and you stuck, not following your purpose. Most people that have 9-to-5s aren't. I'm not saying that a 9-to-5 is bad, but if you are not driven, you're not following your heart, you're not living your dreams, you got $1 million ideas in your mind, and you too scared to do it. I can't date no man like that.
Again, not everybody thinks like that. Just because you think like that you're driven in a certain way, that you have dreams, certain dreams, does not mean everyone shares those same sentiments about shit. That's who you are. You get what I'm saying? So you're doing the man who works 9-to-5 a favor by not coming into his life at all, because you're going to complicate shit for him. You know what I mean? But sooner or later, you'll wake up when you get older. When you're about 50, 60 years old, 45, you're going to realize a lot of things you did was wrong, ladies. I'm telling you right now, I'm warning you as a 46-year-old man, because I've seen a lot, been around. I'm your elder for some of you, and I'm telling you right now, man, your big brother, your OG, whatever you want to call me, y'all better start focusing on things that matter. Money doesn't matter as much. Money is important. It's up there with food, water, food, shelter, clothing, money. It's very important, but it's not important enough for you to disrespect people and shit on people, okay? I don't understand where y'all get that from. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.